Hi everyone, welcome to Zest and Zest. We are so excited for all that's going to come up in these next couple of weeks and so forth. So just today, we just want to introduce ourselves and just give you an idea of the types of conversations we will be having for the next couple of weeks. And we'll always provide you with a theme, but obviously everything is going to be from the heart and authentic. So we're just going to allow it to just develop and evolve as it comes. And we 100% would love your participation. So yeah, the more the merrier. And we're just really excited to take two beautiful paths, two unique paths, and combine them together and just make powerful storytelling. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Shel Marie. And I would love to introduce this amazing man first, because I've spoke too much already. And actually, because of him and contacting me for this collaboration, this is how this idea was birthed. So I have a lot of gratitude for him for this exciting journey that we're about to embark on. Take it away.
Okay, yeah. So, hello everybody. Very nice to meet you all. And this will be a very lively event. And then we are trying to bring like modern age as well as ancient history and ancient practices all combined and in a new way and form. So we have a wonderful host, Shale, and then
So
a Wonder Woman, no? And then and then there's like Avatar monk. If you want, with I can draw maybe an arrow here, right? A blue one, no? And and she got the arrows, right? And then and
from the
then
picture, that's all, not in real life.
and then we want to help many people, and we are yeah. So we have, and she's great. She did so many things, and but I also helped her. So and but she's the one like very organized, and then she has all these topics, and so we'll be we this is like open space, no? And I'm sure like she'll tell more about it. So I'm Sanjivana. I'm a meditation teacher. We do like spiritual counseling, guidance, mentoring. It all goes all the way right up to even suicidal prevention, sober therapies, no, rebuilding lives and all. And we do tons of charity work also. So that's like kind of my life. So and I meet wonderful people like Shell, and then it's a great honor and a pleasure. So I will hand it over to this wonderful person, whom we call like Wonder Woman, and then to introduce herself.
Thank you so much. I always find it's really hard for me, and you definitely didn't either. You've got so many hats going on, but I find it's always really difficult for me to define myself because I feel like I like to just see myself as this creative ball of energy, and I'm learning to ground them now and focus. But before, I had so many ideas, and I was boom, 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 boom. But ultimately, I've been a teacher for over 11, 12 years now. So yeah, I've done many things. I've been very fortunate. I've traveled many places around the world. I was going to say the earth, around the world. Teaching lots of different people from teeny tinies right up to adults. And just giving people just that fresh perspective and that love for the creative arts and just empowering them and uplifting them in school settings, in all kinds of settings all around the world. So, yeah, I'm sure that everything will continue to unfold and come out as we have our discussions, which I'm really excited about. And ultimately, not just our two paths that have obviously beautifully collided now. We want to know what other people have experienced, what they've had or experienced on their journey. And we just want this safe space where we can just come together. We have free open expression. we just find out about different cultures and different paths people have taken, which ironically, what we found, even though they sounded so different, they were still very similar. So I think it's always really beautiful to just open our eyes to the world and just see that actually there's a big oneness between us and there's a big unity. And even though someone wears this or looks like this or speaks like this, it doesn't matter. It's all about just connecting to the heart and just seeing the highest good and the love and the impact of that other beautiful person in front of you, regardless of how we look, how we speak, anything.
Mm.
Just oneness, unity, bring us all together for the highest good of everyone.
Oh, so true, Shel. So because modern technology and all, this is one of the best aspects we see now, because people connect so easily, no? We used to call it a
Mhm.
global village, but now it's even
Yeah,
more advancing, no? So and there
yeah,
many of the divisions, so in many ways, like reducing uh, and the
yeah.
separations or isolations, no? So that is a very good aspect. So people, yeah, like Shell said, like we would really love to know people, their lives. I also really love to listen to people's lives and what
Mm,
they have been through, how they came through, or even if they are in some situation or anything like that. uh, it's just to know, like everybody's going through many things and how they withstand all these things, no? And so yeah, I think we can add a lot of things here, and we both work with many age groups, no, and then many people in on a regular basis, like almost daily, right? So
yeah.
yeah, and then everybody's most welcome. And please be free to share. This is like a non-judgmental space that we can
Mm,
express ourselves. You can even argue if you want. But we don't take things like politics and all those kind of things, no?
no.
Yeah, but and we don't try to take sides or any time kind of
Oh,
things. So it's a open space. So you're always welcome, and even if you just have something just to say. And I also saw this, Shell. In ancient times, this had actually happened. People would meet.
mm,
They were travelers, right?
yeah.
Not so separated like what happened in the recent times. They used to travel, and there were specific places they could rest because according to some distance, and from that distance on, there were places. Some used to travel
Mm,
on horse or cart or like that, but most would walk. And there were
yeah.
specific paths also made specially to make it easier for them. And in those places, like there were fruit trees grown, water kept, even access to food and all this was also done. So that's why people like monks, ascetics, and all, they also would gather there. And while
Wow.
they're on the journey, and they would discuss these
Mm,
wonderful things. It didn't matter where they were from or which direction they were traveling. And I
beautiful.
saw something like this in when I went to a meditation center. Also, they didn't have electricity. They didn't use electricity on purpose. And every evening they would lit up some candles, and everybody would be around that. It was so
Mm,
touching. And sometimes we would never talk a word even. We would just be
mm,
there. Some people they don't talk even the whole. Most almost every day I saw they don't even talk, but they have this broad smile.
wow.
Yeah, or somebody shares something,
Yeah.
or some difficulty they had, or when they were practicing something, or somebody brings up a poem maybe. And it was
Mm,
so beautiful. And these pure people from different countries, all there. Yeah, so I'm sure you have plenty of experiences like
wow.
this also, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. There's two things that I got from that. The first thing was, I love that you said they just sat there and they didn't even have to talk. And I think that is the essence of this, that
Mhm.
people don't have to log on and speak. They can just sit there because, sometimes if you put that out, that intention, the answer will just come to you through someone else's storytelling.
Mhm.
So, what someone may have gone through, you might be going through. So, it's like, I always feel like everything comes at the perfect time. So like even your story, it actually made me think a lot about experiences I'm going through at the moment of I'm currently in Montenegro and I'm surrounded by some people that don't speak English.
Mm,
But even though I don't know their language and they have very limited use of my language, we're communicating.
mhm,
And this is the beauty of like sometimes you don't need words. It's just something felt. So
mhm,
I really love that you shared that. And even, just making this safe space once a week where someone can just come and feel that sense of community and belonging, whether they tap in when it's live or whether they listen to the recording. It's just, it sounds really beautiful that you brought up the ancient times, and it's like something now, like modern day, that we're tapping back into and recreating globally.
mhm.
So I just think that's really beautiful. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, I see like history repeating itself, and then even design, no designs or patterns or these kind of things also. Even
Mm,
technologies, right? You see, like
yeah.
maybe a little bit of change or something. Even shoes, no, just see like from years on, and then they show up in another way. Maybe bell bottoms or something like that, right? So
Yeah,
maybe the
yeah.
folds are different, the length or the width is different, but they come up again, no? So it seems
Yeah.
like history repeats itself. So why not bring back the good things, no?
Yeah, absolutely. And even your comment a little bit about you use the word arguing, but actually not necessarily, I feel like it's the same thing, but like the word arguing has kind of almost got a negative
Uh-huh.
connotation. But actually, it's really important for us to expand and grow through mature discussions. And sometimes
Mhm.
they do get heated. But actually, we can suppress. But
Uh-huh.
actually, sometimes you just gotta get through it. You just gotta hit it head on. And like even like it will all unfold as we speak. But like sometimes with my energy and my positivity and stuff, I trigger people. I don't go in my day like, do you know what today? I'm going to show up all love and light and happy, and I'm just going to like trigger everybody. No, I don't put that intention out or plan that. But sometimes people unintentionally bring out other areas and other people.
Mhm.
Um, so I really like that you brought that up, because this is another reason why I love having this outlet now for us to freely, not scripted, not controlled, not
Mhm.
holding on to it, just express ourselves. Because actually, what you'll find, and I don't tap into this a lot, is sometimes some of the most happiest people have had quite a lot of trauma, which,
Mhm.
will maybe unfold. So, sometimes you have to experience the polarity in
Mhm.
order to shine a light on the gratitude and the appreciation and just that sense of wow, look how much I've changed my life.
Mhm.
So it's easy to judge the end product, and even on Insta and things like that, to see what someone has, but you don't know how that person got that.
Mhm.
You don't know what that person had to go through in order to become that version. So this is why I also love that we're going off script. We're going to have a theme, but we're just going to let it unfold naturally. Like today, we didn't know all this was going to come out today. So yeah, beautiful.
Like a
Thank you.
diamond, right? So diamonds.
Like a diamond, yes. Add the pressure to get that perfect diamond.
And it's so beautiful, like you said, the end product, no? And it doesn't tell the whole story even, right? But it's so beautiful and
Mm,
so strong,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And so powerful.
yeah. And I think it's in those moments where you're not triggered or reactive that you go, wow, phew, wow, I've changed. Because old me would have been like, you don't know me, blah, 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 fight, 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 fight. Whereas actually, through the words and the things others say sometimes, they show you your transformation.
Mhm, mhm.
So, yeah, it's beautiful. It's really
Yeah.
beautiful.
Speaking of words, I remember, but it's kind of like funny, yeah. Like we were in another country, and I don't want to tell the, and then we wanted to go to town, right? So the town had a name, no, but we- yeah.
I already feel like I know what you're gonna
So we were calling, no, like another person who knew English, hopefully, but we didn't know that language properly, right? So we were
say.
pronouncing it in something. They were like, what? No, and they're like, and they're
I
like,
know.
"Oh." So then like we were confused, no, like, don't you know your own city, right? We don't know, right? You should know, right? The name of the city, right?
Yeah.
Come on, no,
Yeah.
it's pronounced in a different way.
Oh, time.
So what he said was like really some bad or some act, a very intimate act. You can. So no wonder these people are asking like, what? Like suddenly, then we understand. Then luckily one day, a taxi person said, don't say like that. You have to do the proper pronunciation. My goodness.
Oh,
We could have fallen into deep trouble.
I love that. But that goes back to, doesn't it? Perfection does not exist. We try to hold on to this perfection, make everything perfect. Well, then you wouldn't have had that beautiful memory. Like
Yeah.
sometimes when you're going through it and you just want to get a taxi and you want to get to where you're going, you're just like, ah! But actually, you've got that beautiful memory now. And I bet you wouldn't forget how to say that place. You've remembered how to say that place now. Amazing. Amazing.
So,
Yeah.
Shell, tell us more about your life and the journey if you like to share more. Like, what happened and how did you um, find these things, what you are sharing now?
Um, so one of my big things, which is probably what's made me just someone who just feels so comfortable in the world and traveling, was I basically came from an army background. So I was an army child, and every 2 years, or sometimes less than 2 years, the walls would just be painted white, and I'd know we're moving. And
Oh.
I realize now it caused actually a lot of anxiety for me, because my mum was, maybe this is where, well, no, I know it's where I got the creative flair from. The
Mm-hmm,
house would just be an absolute work of art. Like even her house now, where she's like staying now, she's settled and she's made her beautiful home.
mm-hmm,
You walk in the house and it's not a house, it's just floor to ceiling. It's just a walking piece of art. It's
mm-hmm,
just incredible. And yes, even though she still grounded herself, and she still, even if it was a year, 2 years, and maybe she didn't know, she made that home into such a vibrant, loving, energetic place. But then obviously, then it would be like she wouldn't tell us, but she'd get the white paint out and be like, we're moving. No, we're not. No, we are. Like we knew we were moving because she had painted it, had to whitewash it. So yeah, this was a big thing for me. So there's two sides to everything though, because I'm such a person that will get up and just get on with it and get out in the world, and I love meeting new people. But
mm-hmm.
then there's also a little part of me that, needs to ground
Bro.
and not feel like I'm constantly on to my next adventure, jumping. Um, yeah, so that's kind of a very big thing for me. And what about you?
Uh, yeah, for me, yeah, when I was a teenager, it started, and then I started researching, looking for, but we were just having fun and all these things, and then there was like a uh, bet with our parents, no, and then I had to go to a meditation retreat. Because my parents were involved in like a meditation center, they used to go there, and I used to avoid every time, no, if possible. But at that time there. I was there, and we had these fruits and a lot of things to give. to those give them. So I
Mm.
also went, no, and then they asked like he also can meditate, no. And then my mother
Mm.
also put something, and then I really got caught in the middle, and I thought no big deal, no, you just see it, no, and then you stay. And then, my goodness, like you feel like running away, and there was a fence. I could have really hopped and jumped and ran away, uh,
Mm.
but I had to run back home, right? Then it will be worse, no. Until now, I'll be like laughed upon, no, maybe. So,
Mm.
but then I stayed there like they asked you to count. I counted like not only 100, like till 1,000 sometimes. And then
Wow.
because it was so boring, no? And then like so I used to sit like put my legs
Falling
up
asleep
and
counting.
yeah, yeah, I try to sleep, but you cannot eat after noon. So there are like practices they do, and you have to meditate, go and meditate there, and you don't know what in the
Mm.
world they are talking about or anything, no? So and you have to wear a specific like suit and all, and then so, but then there were some people there, like elder people. I started helping them. I thought, why just hang around or do something at least? No, you're just eating and sleeping. No, you do something.
Do
And there's
something.
like more days to go. So, no, so there should be something to do. No, so
Yeah.
then I think it really softened up my mind. And there was a particular person I saw, and I went to the wash area, and there was like blood everywhere. I didn't know, and he was trying to wash it off. And then I
Oh.
helped him, and I felt sorry for him, and I started helping him more, no, even cleaning his stuff and no, like that, because the men's
Mm.
section was separate, the female section was separate there. So
Mm.
no, in ashrams, police places, it's like that. So and then I, I, but later I'm so happy. Like whenever I met him later on, he was like he tap on my shoulder and say like because of him I could meditate, no. But actually, he had like
Oh.
tuberculosis. I didn't know, no. And when I came in home and I told, like they even said like you could have got it, no. But luckily, I didn't get it.
Mm.
So that I think it
No.
really started softening my mind, and
Mm.
then the meditation also started working, and then I felt so happy at that time. And I went and asked my teachers what happened to me, because even the walking it felt different, like you're walking
Mm.
underwater. It's not just like
Wow.
if there's a difference, like when you walk on the shore, it's
Yeah.
different, no? Like with the air touching
Yeah.
your body and all, you
Oh.
feel the weight. But say you're walking underwater, the water supports you, you don't feel the weight,
Mm.
and it seems like it's covering you, no? Uh,
Wow.
yeah, and soothing and cooling, no? So then, and when I sat down, my goodness, I felt so happy without any
Mm.
external thing, no? uh,
Beautiful.
Material or anything like that. Then I asked what happened to me, because I was very curious, and then they
Mm.
say like this is samadhi. But at that time I didn't know what samadhi was, but I felt great, no? So the
Mm.
happiness and all that was the thing. Like I started searching more and more. Uh, yeah, and the journey began from there.
Beautiful. Wow. That's really lovely. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember my first experience of meditating, and I actually found it very hard keeping my eyes closed. I was
Okay.
constantly listening, like wondering what my surroundings were going on around me. And now thinking back, I realized that this was quite a lot of trauma. So I actually felt very uncomfortable. So this makes me really be considerate to like all different ways. So I actually realized that my form of meditation is often when I'm painting, I'm so engrossed. I'm like, and when I'm dancing.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like when I want to like do a prayer or an intention, I'm comfortable now to have my eyes closed and feel really connected to my heart.
Mm,
But actually, yeah, it was quite traumatic for me to be in a room and especially with someone walking around and I didn't realize at the time, but yeah, it was because of past things that happened to me
Mm,
that I found it really hard to have my eyes closed for long periods of time because I needed to know what was going on around me
mhm,
and even like where the exits were or anything like that. And but obviously at the time I didn't understand that. I just was judging the practice and being like, why are we doing this? What's the point? My mind was so loud, so
mhm.
loud. But yeah, like actually last year I did, can you imagine this? I did a 5 day silent retreat by
Oh,
accident.
accident.
And as you can imagine, a lot of stuff came up for me. But yeah, it was really transformational. But whew, talk about real growth. Lots of things came up for me. Maybe at another time we will go into that and talk about
Sure.
that. But yeah, it was really powerful.
Yeah, me too. Like I saw all the movies I have watched, and then yeah, like all like just you could see, like rewinding and like playing. And sometimes I would
Mhm.
enjoy them most because it was better than meditation at that time. And
Yeah.
yeah, and some like the darkness of the mind at that time actually shows. And I saw some strange figures, like I don't know for what reason, but now I
Mm.
understand now over the years. And now it shows it's like a mirror image of our mind at that time. No, I was just a teenager and
Mm.
all. And
Yeah.
so I saw these figures like, and they were dancing in a circle, and it was like,
Mm.
yeah, it's crazy, yeah. Like, and they were like, they even had pointed teeth. I could, as if I was going and looking at the every time, eh? And then, yeah, I was like a bit afraid also. And then I would just walk down. It was like a old sailing ship. Exactly. I don't know for what reason. And you go along that, like in a movie, no? Along, and
Mm.
at the end of that there's always a person with a hat, and in our country we don't have people like this also, no, and with a coat and like a old coat and like one of those rounded
Wow.
hats, and with
Wow.
and then he always like looks up, then I get like afraid and it breaks, no. Yeah, yeah, but actually
Wow.
I don't
Maybe
know,
that was a
that's
past life.
yeah. Yeah, but
It's
it's
like it reminds me of those old English films, like the conductor.
but he was sitting on like a old sailing ship, like the second deck, and near a
Wow.
door, and on a like a old box, no, like a wooden box. Every time the same. So I don't know.
Wow. I
You cannot
wonder,
even
yeah. Are
imagine
you
these
not
things, no?
intrigued? Yeah, I'd be like, who is this person? I need to
Yeah, yeah.
know. Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? The things our mind stores.
Uh-huh.
Um, hmm. And it's ongoing. No one is when they're sat there saying, I'm an empowerment coach, trust me. Everybody is, the more you elevate, the more you evolve. As you know, the more you expand, you have equal measure to keep
Mhm,
you accelerating, keep you up leveling, keep you, nobody stays the same. Change is ever present, ever happening. And um, yeah, keeps us on our toes, doesn't it?
mhm, mhm.
So, hmm, I wonder what that was.
And
But
Shel, what are you up to these days? I know you said you were teaching, no? And what are the other things you're up to? Like we didn't hear about
yeah.
your painting and all, no, or the dancing.
So honestly, I'm not really in a box for anything because yeah, I'm really blessed at the moment to be teaching and dancing and expressing the creative arts in a school setting, which is amazing. And just seeing their transformation and their development is incredible. And then in the evenings and the weekends, constantly doing collaborations, networking, working with my clients. So I've got many hats on at the moment because I think for me personally, I always thought it had to be this or it had to be that.
Mhm.
But actually, when what you're doing is just of service and of the most impact you can do, sometimes it has to just align and it doesn't have to be, I'm not that anymore and I'm now this because we're not anything.
Mhm.
It's just like, okay, right now I have this opportunity, I have this opportunity, I have this opportunity. Is it in alignment with my vision? Am I helping, supporting, and expanding um generations, the consciousness, whatever it is that I'm focusing on? Is it of service? Is it of impact? If it is, then yeah, just get on with it. Get on with it. It doesn't have to be, whatever you see at the end of the mountain or the top of the mountain. Like sometimes actually you just got to get those boots on and you got to get going and get on with it. And no excuses. Just
Mhm.
be so thankful for all the opportunities that have entered your life, all the opportunities that have left your life, and just know that, in my opinion, we are always exactly where we need to be at exactly the right time for the highest good of all. So, if being here right now and expressing my passion with the younger generation and painting walls and just enjoying the essence of just that creativity, as well as building my business, as well as building my brand, as well as all my other ideas, beautiful collaborations like this.
Mhm.
Just get on with it. Get on with it.
Mhm.
Just keep up leveling, keep expanding, keep bringing into your life exactly what it is that you are supposed to be doing right now.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm really thankful for all the opportunities at the moment in my life. If anything, like when I took my year out to really focus on my business and slowly just went around Bali, look, enjoying waterfalls and healing and just, yeah. Now the transformation's happening. Now the expansion's happening. Now everything is aligning because actually, for me, the more time I had, the more distractions I had, the
Mhm.
more excuses I had. Whereas now I'm here, my time is so precious. I'm not just giving it away to anyone. So I am so focused and so dedicated to what I'm doing, and just enjoying, just flowing and enjoying life. So yeah.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. So in your practices, like how do you help people?
So in multiple ways, because this is the other thing is um I'm we're all here, like what we say is okay, yes, I'm in that role sometimes as the empowerment coach, as the teacher, whatever the role is. But ultimately, everybody is teaching everybody else something else. We are all just mirrors. So each client, each person, each interaction is so unique. So I don't feel like there is a way I should say, okay, this is me, this is what I offer, and that's it. No, because in storytelling, in unfolding, in getting to know somebody, and what works for me may not work for them.
Mhm.
So you want to get to the essence of it, which for me personally, which I'm really passionate about, is the powerful words. The moment I was so careful and intentional and conscious of my words, that's when my life really started changing.
Mhm.
Because I was always typically British, very sarcastic, and I noticed that I always had the most incredible stories,
Mhm.
but I had more and more and more, an abundance of more funny stories, which were just kind of negative things constantly happening in my life. And what would I do? I would tell people about them. I'd keep saying them as a joke and constantly expanding them. And then guess what? I got more and more and more.
Mhm.
And then one day I thought, do you know what? it's so painful and it hurts so much inside, even though I'm smiling and I'm laughing every time a bucket of water falls on my head, every time I go to eat something and it falls out of my hand onto the dirt. Like it was just really irritating, annoying things like that. But I would like laugh about it and joke about it, but it was constant.
mm,
And the moment I was like, it's almost like I would suppress it and then it would boom like this. And the moment I guess, opened that Pandora box or whatever and did my empowerment training. And they started going on and on and on about words and intentions. And at first I didn't understand what people were talking about. And then I just watched because this is the thing. We
mm,
can sit here and we can talk, 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 but ultimately we have all the answers inside. We have to be the ones that choose to actively change our life. We can have calls and people can tell us exactly what they did to get that £1 million or to do this or to do that. But our journeys, one, are very different,
mm,
and two, they're personal to us and our interests. So yeah, so I was listening and listening and listening and listening. Then one day, oh, do you know what? She never says anything negative. She's so uplifting. Not saying that again, we should suppress, but I started thinking about her life and the way she carries herself, and I went, her words. And I just thought, no. And then I started intentionally doing it. And to be honest, at first, it really, really triggered people because
mm,
they would say, no, you are like this. And I'd say, no, I'm not. And that's the other thing we had to be careful about is people as well putting powerful affirmations on our lives.
mm,
You are, no, I'm not. Because again, they could say, you are this, 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 and you go, ah, you're confirming that. And it's not to say be confrontational or anything, but don't allow others to dictate your life to you and say, oh, well, yeah, you can have that, but it's going to take you a long time. You have to work really hard. No,
mm,
I don't believe that. I actually believe that I can achieve it in this time and I have the energy to do that. That's your belief, and I'm respectful of that. But for me, I don't believe in that. So just not only our own words, but be intentional of words that other people are speaking on your life. And sometimes it isn't always going to be a comfortable conversation, but
mm,
it's your life. You are the creator of your life, and you have the power to speak into existence exactly what you deserve and you are worthy of. And it doesn't have to be the same storyline or whatever excuse as someone else. That's their story, and they are more than welcome to that. If you believe you have to work hard, then abracadabra, you have to work
mm,
hard. That's the beauty of the universe.
mm,
What you think, what you believe becomes your reality.
mhm.
So, yeah, that was really a powerful thing that I learned. And yeah, it catches me sometimes, and I have to be like, why is this entering my life? Oh, I see now. But yeah, the moment you really, really change this and your intentions, really powerful things start happening. What do you think about that?
Yeah, yeah, that's so nice. Yeah, I believe in facts and really what happens, no? Than illusions or fictions or making up things, even in meditation, no? It's totally
Yeah.
fine. I really even enjoy those things, but I want to really dig in. And then I also try to
Mhm.
even try to give people the direct experience or the real thing, no? Like which they can get. So
Yeah.
my inclination is towards more helping people. I want to help and devote my whole life to helping people. So
Mm,
and
mm,
in all aspects, no,
cool.
as much as possible. So like you said, yeah, I also want to be like water, for example. Water, it can take any shape or form or even
Yeah.
solid
Yeah.
or no. It heats up sometimes, but it comes back to its normal cool, right? The normal
Mm,
temperature, right? And then it can
yeah.
freeze also if it needs. So likewise,
Love
but the
that.
best thing is and it's so powerful, right? So I also
Yeah.
feel like when my mind is not stubborn or anything like that, the mind is like I from small days I used to feel like it's like just plain water, no? It's cool, but
Mm,
it's not. But something comes up, it feels more before, like when now there are ways of knowing this and all these things. But as a
yeah.
kid, also I used to feel it, no, like it was like stuck or something, becoming solid or something. And then I felt
Mm,
like so something's not right, right? But when it's what like in like a liquid form or something, it was like just an example. So I felt
mm.
very at ease, no? And it's very easy to blend
Beautiful.
with anybody, even talk with them. And yet, like water is so powerful, no? Now they have found
Yes.
like
Yes.
it's one of the as a cutting tool also, it's one of the best cutting tools with high pressure. Yeah, it can surpass
Yeah.
any kind of material, no? So,
Yeah.
and it always finds its way, in rugged rocks and all these things. And later it
Mm.
leaves a path for other to also follow, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so
It's
powerful.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
love
So
that.
nature
Wow. Yeah.
teaches us. Actually, I was there with nature and all also for like 10 years. So if people ask me like, were you under a rock? Yes, I was under a rock. No.
Ah. Yes, I
Yeah, I
was.
was there. Like I remember one time,
Oh.
one time, Shel, I came out of nowhere, no, and then because you don't use anything, no, you don't use radios or mobiles or none of that, right? Definitely not TVs
Mm.
and then computers and all this stuff. And then actually the president had changed in our country, no, and I was going like you have this little stuff you carry with you, and then I was going, and then suddenly I saw a news stack of newspapers, and I did like few steps back and I I asked the person like, "He's the president now?" And then this person looked from like up and again down and up. And where were you? Like from Mars or something? I felt like Mr. Bean suddenly falling down from that. No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. I feel like that all the time, by the way, because generally I don't watch the news, and then yeah, I'm just like, what? They're like, where have you been? Under a rock? And I'm like, kinda, yeah.
Sometimes
In
it's
my
too.
own world.
Yeah, sure, sure. Please, yeah.
What was you going to say? Sorry.
No, no, no. It's sometimes it's in a way good, no? Like 'cause you don't see very
Yeah.
pleasant things or like things like you see, it's the same thing, and it's about war or crimes or all these things. No,
Yeah.
very little
Yeah.
things they say, like very positive things. Somebody did some good thing,
Mm,
uh,
yeah.
some accident. Okay, we should know about this, but
Yeah.
all the time, right? Oh,
But
some.
this is
Uh,
the power of traveling because just as an example, when Valencia had the floods,
mm,
I actually had a speaking event there, and I was there for the aftermath of the floods. And what really shocked me, because obviously my family were like, don't go, don't go. And I said, no, I'm gonna go. Like the flights are running, I'm gonna go.
mhm,
And when I got there, the community, and there were hundreds, probably, yeah, hundreds and hundreds of firefighters and volunteers,
mm,
men and women from all over the world. There were
mm,
even teenagers, and the community helping
mm,
all to basically help with the flood and to help with the rubble.
mhm.
And well, it might have been, but I didn't really see that side of it represented in the news.
Oh,
But
okay.
I was there and I saw that beautiful community join together as one, and
Mm,
not just that one community globally come together as one and
mhm,
really saw the blessing in a disaster that happened.
mhm,
And it was just such a shame that
exactly.
there isn't more of that, because this is why, we can sit in our house and watch the TV. And I'm not saying that all that's on the TV is not true. There is an element of truth to it. But sometimes people have such strong views on not to go into, but things like cultures and religions and different countries. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, have you actually been there? Not saying now, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's go to every country, but like for example, living in Dubai for 5 years, people have such strong polar views on Dubai. They've never even been there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Dubai to me, yes, you can say plastic, fantastic, all of that, but this is a country that has built itself up from the bottom as a desert, and it's now one of the most iconic cities, countries, whatever you want to call it, the UAE in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So we can have our opinions and say things, but one, have you actually been there? And two, there's actually still a really powerful um community, and maybe it's through the power of the prayer there, but there's
Mm-hmm.
a really beautiful side to Dubai that I have witnessed and I'm so thankful for. There's still mountains nearby. It's not all about just throwing money and people driving sports cars.
Mm-hmm.
But also, what I noticed about Dubai is they don't have images everywhere of, oh, your hair's falling out, you're going to die soon. Oh, this has happened.
Understood.
And well, yeah, fear. Actually, yeah, they have that woman or that man with the Rolex and the best car. But you know what that screams to me? Wealth, abundance, prosperity. So if I'm going to pick somewhere to live where I'm going to constantly think, oh, I've got this on my skin now. Oh, that's telling me that I'm going to die in 2 days. Or
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to live somewhere where maybe I feel inspired to go after that beautiful thing. And it's not just materialistic, but what I deserve and I'm worthy of. I'm definitely going to pick a culture and whatever around me that's going to empower me and uplift me and make me want to be a better person. And it doesn't mean it has to be materialistic. Just give me that drive and that power, not make me think that every 5 minutes I've got a cough. Oh no, I need to go to the doctors or something, you know? Let's start building our mindsets. Let's make them really strong and feel worthy of what we're more than deserving of.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I don't know where that came from,
Yeah. No,
but
no,
needed
it's
to
fine.
hear
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it.
Surely now modern days children need this, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Even more than
yeah.
nowadays, like now we see like little children, no, going through a lot of things and even unwanted or
Yeah.
negative things, right?
Yeah, and that was a really big thing for me, particularly after COVID. Um, it was like, yeah, we can go straight back to the national curriculum, but actually, these kids need confidence. They need love.
Mm.
They need to feel safe. They need to feel cared for. They need to, there were so many things, kids and adults, where our lives crumbled and we were isolated. And, all of a sudden we had to actually face the mirror, not literally, but be like, okay, this actually is now my life. This is what's happening to me, and I have to get on with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, it was again not always at the time, but I always feel in those lessons, those sometimes devastations, there is still so much beauty and blessings that come out of them. So much. Um, yeah. So
Yeah, yeah. We mostly like most things are highlighted that it's the little part, no, that is the negative. But there's a vast amount of positive there. But it's like, uh, but it overshadows, no, the or people look into the. I remember like one
yeah.
teacher said like he built a wall, no, and there was one crooked brick. Just one.
Mm,
Maybe there was like
mm.
hundreds or 1,000, no bricks. He made the wall actually.
Wow.
But every time when he went, like he would always look at that brick, you know. And this he wanted to smash the wall, maybe build it again. And
You
after
see?
uh,
Yeah.
and
What
then but
you
he
focus on expands. He just couldn't get past the brick and he was going to destroy everything because of one little thing.
uh,
That is such a powerful thing that you've just shared that, yeah, we can have this and we focus on this so much that we almost destroy everything around us because of this one little thing.
mhm.
Wow. Really powerful.
Yeah, and later he understood and he didn't break the wall or smash it down or try to yeah. And then he would look into the other bricks. There were actually, if
Oh
there was
my
100 or 1,000, this was just one, and all the other 999 was fine.
But you know also what would have happened if he removed that brick and then he puts in his nice new one? All the others would start cracking.
Yeah, no?
Just yeah, ironic. But yeah, when I'm having those days and it's like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And I just stop. Okay. Okay. Let's just reel this back because this is coming from somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, so
Beautiful. Yeah.
uh, I'm sure we'll have like tons of things to share, no experience to share,
Absolutely.
and we'll
Absolutely.
select specific topics, and you can request any topics if you like, or add in the comments. No, we'll be sharing these videos in many platforms and many places, and we'll be there. Shell will be there. I'll be there, and we will put Shell's contacts, and you can contact her, even me if you need. No, so and we can help you in different ways. So we'll put those details also in the post as well as
Mm,
the video also, so you can have a look at it. So surely, like this was a great conversation we had today, and thank you so much,
yeah.
Shell. It was a great
Thank
blessing as well
you.
as like a honor and a privilege uh, or great pleasure to meet you and discuss like this. Full of
Yeah.
energy, full of enthusiasm, and all that. So maybe have many of these to call. And from this
Absolutely.
was like an introductory we uh, setting today. So later will be like more. We'll take it, but it will be open and free conversation, and anybody can hop in, no problem.
Yeah.
And we can,
Yeah.
like we said, like we don't go to like verbally argue, means like not angry debates or anything like that. But we can even like in some other conversations, so we say like we can agree to disagree, right? No, like so.
That's where the transformation and growth is. So
Uh,
yeah. Sometimes we have to have those conversations in order for us to see the different perspectives and yeah, but ultimately we just want to develop a beautiful community
Mm,
of
yeah.
that's a safe place for us to freely express ourselves and just feel heard.
Mhm.
So
And
yeah.
anybody who wants to talk, or maybe you are a senior citizen or a young child, just we are on live, so you can hop in at this specific time, and they'll even put different time zones even, so you can know specifically, and we use the same link also, and
Hmm.
you can hop in and share some experience. We don't if you don't need, we won't show who you are, no. And
Yeah. Yeah.
even that part we can stop the recording if needed, if you want
Of
to have it
course.
very confidential. So everything is possible here.
Absolutely. It's a safe zone.
O- okay then, so thank you so much, and thank you for
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
Yeah, and hope to see you again. And
Absolutely.
have a wonderful and a beautiful day and a beautiful life.
Yeah.
See you
Thank you
soon.
so much for tuning in with us. And we are excited for more conversations in the weeks to follow. Take care, everybody.
Okay, I
Bye.
see you.